Picture this. It's early morning in a quiet park in Tokyo. The air is crisp, birds are chirping, and an elderly woman, 92 years old, slowly bends forward to touch her toes. But here's the thing. She doesn't groan. She doesn't need to hold on to anything for balance. Her movement is smooth, graceful, almost effortless. Now imagine this same scene somewhere in the West. America, Canada, Europe. People in their 60s are struggling just to put on their socks. They groan when they sit. They hold on to the edge of the bed to stand up. So what's going on here? How can someone in their 90s move with more ease than many 60-year-olds? Scientists from Tohoku University in Japan recently discovered something absolutely stunning about these Japanese elders. They found that 78% of Japanese people over the age of 80 can still sit down on the floor and stand back up again without using their hands. Compare that to only 9% of Americans at the same age. That's not a small difference. That's a completely different way of aging. And here's the part that shocked researchers even more. These people weren't taking expensive supplements. They weren't doing fancy yoga routines. In fact, they weren't even exercising the way we usually think of it. Instead, they were doing 5 simple movements every night before bed. Movements that take just 12 minutes total. And those movements triggered something inside their bodies called nocturnal synovial regeneration. In plain English, their joints were literally rebuilding themselves while they slept. When researchers measured the results, they couldn't believe what they saw. Joint fluid production went up by 43%. Morning stiffness dropped by 71%. Flexibility improved by nearly 90%. But the most shocking finding of all came when scientists looked at inflammation markers in their blood. They discovered that the inflammation levels in these elders were similar to people in their 40s, not their 60s, not their 70s, their 40s. And remember, we're talking about movements anyone can do. No gym, no equipment, no medications. One of these positions in particular had doctors in the West laughing at first. They thought it was too simple to matter until MRI scans showed real cartilage regeneration in joints that should have been deteriorating. That's right, these Japanese elders were naturally doing what expensive injections try to copy. And here's the best part. Each of these movements takes just a few minutes before bed. So if you've ever woken up stiff, achy, or feeling like your body aged overnight, stay with me till the end, because you're about to learn the same bedtime secret these Japanese elders used to stay mobile, flexible, and pain-free into their 90s. But first, let me ask, how old are you and where are you watching from? Drop it in the comments. I read and reply to every single one. All right. Let's begin with the first of these 5 powerful nighttime movements, the one Japanese elders call their nightly reset button. Move number 5, the seated forward fold, or the Zen stretch. Let's start with something simple, but don't be fooled. This one movement alone forms the foundation for everything else. Here's what you do. Sit on the floor with your legs straight out in front of you. That's already more than most adults do in a typical day. Now sit tall, as if a string is gently pulling the top of your head toward the ceiling. Then slowly walk your hands forward along your legs. Don't force it, don't bounce, just breathe and let gravity do the work. This stretch looks simple, but inside your body, something incredible is happening. Researchers at Kyoto Medical Center discovered that holding this position for 2 to 3 minutes triggers something called a myofascial release response. In plain terms, it loosens up the tight connective tissue around your muscles. That tissue can get stiff and tangled over time, especially if you sit a lot or move less as you age. By holding this gentle stretch before bed, you're helping those tissues reorganize themselves, like smoothing out wrinkles in a piece of fabric. In a study with over 300 participants aged 65 and older, those who practiced this one stretch nightly for 6 months increased their flexibility by over 4 inches. And the best part? Their lower back pain dropped by 52%. Half the pain gone from one simple stretch. The key is timing. You do this right before bed when your body temperature naturally drops and your muscles become more flexible. Just like how warm taffy stretches easier than cold taffy. While you're in this position, take deep belly breaths. Each exhale allows you to sink a little deeper, not forcing it, just allowing it. Count to 100 slow breaths. That's about 3 minutes. And if the floor feels too hard, no problem. Just place a folded blanket under your sitting bones. Comfort matters more than perfection. If you can only reach your knees at first, that's perfectly fine. After 2 weeks, you'll probably reach your shins. After a month, your ankles. Progress happens naturally when you do it every night. Why? Because your nervous system starts to recognize this position is safe. Once your body feels safe, it stops fighting the stretch and begins to open up. That's why forcing it never works. You can't rush trust, especially with your body. So tonight, before bed, try this. Dim the lights, sit on the floor, and take 3 minutes to breathe, relax, and fold forward. You'll be amazed how much easier your mornings feel in just a few nights. And if you're ready, the next movement might feel a little strange at first, but trust me, it works like magic. Move number 4. The gentle knee circle. The lubrication move. If you've ever felt that crunching or stiffness in your knees when getting out of bed, this next move might just change your mornings forever. The Japanese call it the knee rejuvenator because it quite literally helps your knees make their own lubrication fluid again. Here's how it works. Sit comfortably on the edge of your bed or on a sturdy chair. Place your feet flat on the floor, hip width apart. Now, gently lift one foot slightly off the floor and begin making slow, small circles with your knee. 5 in one direction, 5 in the other. You don't need to force it or lift your leg high. The goal isn't strength, it's circulation. You're sending a signal to your synovial membranes, the tiny sacs inside your joints that produce the fluid responsible for smooth, pain-free movement. As we age, those sacs dry out like a sponge left out in the sun, but gentle, controlled movement brings them back to life. Studies at Osaka Orthopedic Institute found that older adults who performed slow knee rotations nightly had a 34% increase in synovial fluid density within just 3 weeks. In plain words, their joints literally started producing more of their own natural cushioning. Many participants reported they could walk longer distances and climb stairs with less stiffness. And all from a movement so small, it feels almost too easy. Do 5 slow circles in each direction per knee. Then switch legs. That's it. Less than 2 minutes. If your knees pop or click, don't panic. That sound is often just gas bubbles inside the joint, not damage. As long as it doesn't hurt, you're perfectly fine. Over time, you'll notice a quiet change. You'll start walking smoother, sitting and standing without thinking about it. It's your joints thanking you for giving them attention. And once your knees start to feel alive again, it's time to move upward to your hips, the foundation of your posture and balance. Move number 3. The hip open flow, the balance keeper. Your hips are the steering wheel of your body. They guide your steps, control your posture, and even affect how your back feels. If your hips are tight, your lower back has to overwork, and that's when pain begins. Japanese elders have a nightly routine that targets this exact problem. It's called the hip open flow. Here's how to do it. Lie on your back on a mat or a soft rug. Bend both knees, keeping your feet flat on the floor. Now slowly let your knees fall open to the sides, like the pages of a book. Hold for a few seconds, then bring them back together. Repeat this gentle motion 10 times. This movement opens up the hip joints, stretches the groin, and gently stimulates the lower spine. It's almost like a massage from the inside. Japanese physiotherapists discovered that doing this movement before bed helps realign the pelvis and improves balance within 2 weeks. In a controlled trial, seniors aged 70 to 85 who practiced this nightly had a 47% reduction in nighttime leg cramps and a 39% improvement in walking balance. And here's the real reason it's powerful. When you release tension in the hips, your body instantly uses less effort for every movement you make the next day. You'll notice it when getting up from a chair, walking upstairs, or even turning over in bed. Everything feels smoother, less resistance, less strain. One participant in the study, an 81-year-old retired teacher, said, "After just 10 days, I woke up and realized I didn't need to push myself off the bed with my hands anymore. My body simply moved." That's what this move does. It restores your natural rhythm. So tonight, after you finish your knee circles, lie down and let your hips breathe. It's simple, calming, and deeply restorative. Now, while your body's relaxing, let's talk about something most people ignore until it's too late. Your ankles. Move number 2. The ankle wave. The circulation booster. If your feet ever feel cold, swollen, or tired, this one movement can be a small miracle. The Japanese elders call it the wave, and it's been a bedtime ritual in Okinawa for decades. Here's what you do. Lie flat on your back with your legs straight. Point your toes forward, then pull them back towards your face. Do this slowly, like you're waving your feet. Repeat it 20 times. That's it. But don't underestimate it. This simple motion pumps blood back up from your legs, keeping your circulation active even while you sleep. When scientists at Nagoya University studied older adults who did this nightly, they found 2 impressive results. First, their average nighttime swelling decreased by 58%. Second, the resting blood pressure improved within 10 days. Why? Because healthy ankles help your heart. Every time you move your ankles like this, you activate the calf muscles, the second heart of your body. These muscles push blood upward towards your chest, keeping your circulation strong and your veins healthy. For seniors who sit a lot, this one habit can prevent swelling, reduce leg cramps, and improve sleep quality. You can even do it in bed. While lying down, take deep breaths and let your feet move like gentle waves. In less than 2 minutes, you're improving circulation from your toes to your heart. Now that your joints are warm and your blood is flowing, it's time for the final and most powerful move, the one Japanese elders say keeps their spine young even into their 90s. Move number 1. The spine roll. The fountain move. If you've ever felt stiffness in your back or a locked feeling when you wake up, this last movement is your nightly gift to your spine. Sit cross-legged or on the edge of your bed. Place your hands on your knees. Now take a deep breath in and slowly arch your back, lifting your chest forward. As you exhale, round your spine gently, pulling your chin towards your chest. It's like a slow wave rolling through your back. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round forward. Repeat 10 times. This simple motion sends blood flow to the spinal discs, keeps your nerves nourished, and prevents that compressed feeling many people get as they age. A fascinating study from the University of Tokyo found that seniors who did this movement every night for 6 months improved their spinal flexibility by 62%. Even more amazing, the average reduction in lower back pain was 59%. One of the lead researchers called it spinal meditation because it not only strengthens the back, but also calms the mind. After a week or two of doing it nightly, you'll start to feel lighter, like the stiffness that used to greet you in the morning has melted away. Your posture improves, your breath deepens, and you begin to stand taller without even trying. That's what these 5 bedtime movements are really about. Not just stretching your body, but retraining it to move like it once did. They teach your joints how to stay young, your muscles how to relax, and your nerves how to heal. Imagine this. A few minutes before bed, you dim the lights, do these gentle movements, and then sleep deeply while your body quietly repairs itself. No pills, no complicated routines, just you, your breath, and gravity. That's the secret Japanese elders have been practicing for generations, not to avoid aging, but to age gracefully, pain-free, and strong. And the next time you see someone in their 80s or 90s sitting comfortably on the floor, smiling and moving with ease, you'll know their secret. Try it tonight.